7 o'clock. Let's stand for the pledge and a moment of silence, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Well, welcome all. We are glad you are able to be with us. How about a roll call?
Terry Reed,
Here.
Ryan Hartley,
Here.
Ethan Maple,
Here.
Bill Niemeyer,
Here.
Chad Owen.
Here. Thank you. Moving on our agenda to the claims, we're looking for a motion of approval for APVs number 28295 through 28327.
I make a motion to approve APVs 28295 through 28327 as presented in our backup materials.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Chad and Bill. Any conversations, questions, comments?
I do have a couple questions real quick. The wastewater side, asset management data plan, asset management annual information hosting. What exactly was that? One's for
Software.
software?
Our financial asset program.
Okay.
And Silversmith.
Oh,
So
and
Silversmith.
Silversmith.
So
Okay.
Silversmith is a software that allows them to keep track of exactly what is under each manhole, when it was last maintained. It allows
Perfect.
them to do pictures, locations, heights, all of that.
Okay. Okay. And then, two other quick questions. Did we have a pump go down at the Cypher Creek lift station? We did, yes. Okay, so we replaced that, and then it says disposal of 14.71 tons of special waste. What is special waste?
That's just me. That's what I said.
Waste management?
It's the
It's just
Okay,
waste that's different from what comes from your trash can.
okay.
Special.
Sometimes
You didn't know your solids were so
yeah,
special,
that's
did
how
you?
it's written on the bill.
Okay, just for clarifications, that was all I had. You have anything?
No, those are, well, I had those too.
Not seeing anyone having further curiosities. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. We'll move on to the adoption of minutes from our meeting on September 17th.
I will make a motion that we adopt the council minutes from September 17th, 2025.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ryan and Terry. Any further conversation? Then all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? It passes. We do create space on our agenda for any public comments related to anything on our agenda. It's limited to 3 minutes, and we just simply invite you to step forward with your name, address, and or organization. So, any public? No one is moving quickly, so we will move quickly to old business, which brings us to Blue Sky and Lori and Rob. Welcome.
Thank you for having us again. Tonight, I figured since everybody hasn't heard kind of the process to how we've gotten to even what you've seen today, I thought it would be helpful to start with the stakeholder groups and give you a little bit of background there, because that was the real key piece to us kind of coming up with the iterations that you all have seen. We had approximately 23 individuals at the stakeholder meeting, and part of the reason we do that, and this is, I guess, branding in general, that is so difficult because everybody has in their mind what they think the brand should be. So what we try and do is, it's the community trying to share what makes the community so important and so unique, and how do we bring that to life, basically. So, as background, so so we had asked people, how would you describe Newtown STEAM? In 1 or 2 words, what kept coming up is, so this is really a compilation of the top things we heard. Community and character, number 1, was the big piece. We are kind, we are caring people, we welcome people, we're supportive, we're compassionate and passionate, and we're connected. Connected to each other, to the businesses, to schools, to neighbors, and that was a really critical piece for everyone. Safety and trust was another big piece that we heard over and over again, how many communities can kids just go running around at a park and walk home and not have some of the concerns typically. It's an environment that makes people feel comfortable and secure. Lots of pride, which we know, pride in school systems, pride in each other, pride in where we're heading. But when you mentioned New Pal, it was joy. These are words that came straight from this. Joy, pride, family-oriented, tradition, roots, belonging, and a hometown feel. A big piece was growth and opportunity. And of course, that kind of goes either way. Some people welcome it, but the majority said, we like that we're taking guided growth, but growth is important, and everybody agreed. We want to see upward trajectory. We want to see positive opportunities happening for our town. We're vibrant. We're progressive. We'd like to be diverse. I mean, diverse was a key thing people brought up, and being able to show that there's lots of different elements to a community, and that's what makes us special. Lifestyle and environment, small town, quiet, green space. This was straight from the words. Decompressing from the concrete jungle, close to everything, but grounded and centered. So what we take from that is we say, okay, residents and stakeholders consistently balance their heritage and heart with growth and vibrancy. And so how do we bring that into a visual, into a statement, a tagline, a promise? And so one of the activities that we like to do, and this was fun, we asked people to pick out songs. We gave them a list of songs and said, which songs represent your town now? And if you look 5, 10 years out, what do you want? What song do you think should be representing it? And so these were the top lists, and quite a few were repetitive, so they're at the top of the list. So it's kind of fun to see how people view things. But the future is what we also wanted to look at. So A Million Dreams, Walking on Sunshine, that one came up. I think 30 to 40% of people had that. And I asked them to write it down, but everybody came with that song. Unwritten and Home and Happy. And I actually created a playlist that's called New Cal on Spotify with all of the songs that people mentioned and that we talked about that day. And everybody who participated has a link to that Spotify. So we asked very specifically what colors really stand out to you and what colors don't, just from what you know, when you get a feeling about New Cal, what are the colors? Earth tones, greens, yellows, blues, predominantly across the board were the top colors. Comfortable, warm, and orange and yellow, that was actually number 1 for people because they felt like it was warm, it was welcoming, it was positive, going back to joy, and some of those pieces, Walking on Sunshine, kind of all fits as to how those pieces came together. Logo preferences, a balance of historical fonts or imagery, but more with modern visuals was across the board. People did not want to have, I forget the verbiage, cliche, so you can see what they don't want. Cheesy graphics. And when we asked what cheesy graphics were, they said, we don't want stuff that makes us look old-time or kind of like a cookie cutter. We want something that really emotionally speaks to people, and it's not a flip art piece. Inspiration, lights, murals, bridges, Main Street, and then inclusion of faith, safety, trust, stability, belonging. And they did not want too modern, and when we asked them what that meant, they pretty much said they don't want to be X for Twitter. You know, it's like, we don't want to just have X and have it just sit there, or some kind of thing that was almost too forward. We don't want anything too rural or antique looking. We were moving beyond that. We want to talk about our future as much as hold on to our past and our roots, but really something where, as we invite new families, younger families, we want something to connect with them. Unwelcoming tones or colors, interestingly enough, they didn't want anything suggesting caution, fear, warning, danger, anger, and it's interesting what color typically represents that. Red. And that was,
Which is our school color.
I know.
Who
I
are
know.
these people?
And it was funny, but that was like, they felt like they got that for the school, but they did not feel like that really worked for the town. So the anchors that they felt really held this from today, yesterday, future. This will always be kind of New Pal. It'll be about schools, pride, sports, community, serenity, faith, local icons, Frosty Boys, Summerfest, Main Street events, and family legacy. That multi-generational relatives, neighbors, it all feels very family-oriented. So that's all of the information that we took away to try and go and come up with what represents that, but it's kind of the big picture. So you all saw the first iteration with the light, which kind of symbolizes that light and something a little bit tangible to New Pal, and felt like maybe that was a little too historical or maybe not a fit. And then we also had the iteration, and this was something that the stakeholders, so a few of them said, maybe we just punch up what we have and brighten it up a bit. But the reality is that didn't really fit the full encompassing look or feel, and that, I believe, was some of the feedback we received. So then we went back to the table, and this was one that we had in our back pocket. But as we started looking at what do we want the tagline to be, who do we think represents, this is what you have. And this was one of the last iterations that we came up with. We spoke with a smaller group. It seemed to resonate with them outside of colors. And so you might say, what is this? First, let's look at a community that cares. And I think that is fully encompassing of New Pal, is its community. We care about each other. We care about our town. We care about our future. And as you can see, in New Pal, caring isn't just what we do, it's who we are. We care about our people, our places, and our shared future. And I'll do this. We care about our students, you matter. We care about our small businesses, we support you. We care about our neighbors, we've got you. We care about our town, we're building our future. And we care about our past, we honor our roots. And so really we were trying to look at those statements, because the thing is, a logo, there's so many things that I think New Pal wants to tell. It's really about some of these subheaders and things to be able to say, okay, how do we represent that in an icon, in an emblem? And so that's where we worked at arriving at the Heartland emblem. And kind of piecemeal, it's at the center is a heart representing the care that defines our community. The yellow sun stands for optimism and hope, and the orange adds warmth, energy, and pride. The green base represents our farmland, parks, and open spaces, the land that supports us. The curved green shape stands for our neighbors and their voices, reminding us that people are central to our town. The bike paths show the roads that connect residents, school, and businesses on a shared path forward. Each element has its own meaning, but together they create a symbol of unity, pride, and possibility. Every piece counts. Together we are New Pal, a community that cares. So if you broke it down a little more, there's your heart that represents care, kindness, togetherness, and that community. Here's the pathways that were part of the logo that connect each other. It also kind of represents the geography piece, right? It's like you can get anywhere you want, but when you come here, this is our connected town. Opportunity is the upward flyer / kite flag. In reality, it's a version of the dragon wing to at least have something in the dragon piece. But it shows more of the upward movement, the progress, the opportunities that we have. The sun, obviously, the heart, within the heart, it represents the sun, the symbol of light, positivity, new beginnings. Then we have the base, the framework, what our town was built on, the land that is here, the parks, nature, that feeling of peace and tranquility. And then this represents the people, the voices of the people, from the past, the present, and the future, that really is the key piece to what makes the town unique, or the people. And so together, it creates, and actually it's a sideways N. So these were the brand colors that we were working with, and that was based on 100% of the feedback. But then we also tweaked some of the brand, so you can see what is great about this logo is you can use it, you can almost break it up and use it in different elements. It also doesn't date you. That's, I think, a really big piece. It doesn't necessarily look too historic, it doesn't look too forward, but it can work and grow with you. Yes, and there's Terry's new part. So this is some of the ways that, as you can see, how it could be played out. Crosswalks. And then we did come up with other color variations as part of the process as well. So, where we're at is looking for, we've gotten some feedback. I think a smaller group agreed that this can be a good representation of us, but I would love to open it up for questions and see what you all think.
I like the tagline.
Okay, good.
I think we're close. There's definitely elements of it I like. I like how you did the banner. I love the crosswalk. I like how you could use this to play in all that stuff. I don't know that I'm in love with the logo yet. I think we're right there though. So that's just my opinion.
As far as like, when I saw it on the sign,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I see, because I have not seen it used that way.
Yeah.
And the crosswalk, I love those ideas. I love those components of it. I just don't know that I'm necessarily in love with the logo yet. And obviously, anytime you change something and it's new, it does take a minute to grow on you.
Yep.
But
One thing I did, and we did mention, I like how you could scale this.
Yes.
Like, you could do a little on a shirt or like the crosswalk.
Yeah.
It's like, you still get the same. You know,
Yep.
So scaling is pretty critical. The light would have been hard to put on a
Yeah.
crosswalk.
I love the idea. That's what I like. I like the versatility of this. I don't know that I'm in love with the logo yet, but I love what you can do with it and the versatility of it.
I'll preface my comment by saying I'm not allowed to make any decisions like this inside of my house. But probably for good reason. But yeah, I'm not in love with the logo. Again, I don't have a design eye. I liked logo option 2.1 better, but quite frankly, I like the tagline. I like the color use. I like the fact that we can use it in other ways. it took me, I had to read what it stood for before I picked the heart and the other pieces, which I think can become one of those things like, what's that logo? You know what I mean? But again,
Wait a minute. You like the color use?
Yeah, Chad and I are colorblind, so
I can tell it's different colors.
I can too, but that's
He
why I
likes
didn't
the
make it.
variance of the color.
That's why I
Yellow's
didn't
my
make a
favorite
comment.
color.
It's a fire red.
Yeah.
I, and I've had some conversations with Lori and kind of, I like this. This is my favorite of the logos you all have presented.
I agree.
And so, in terms of the pieces that we've seen, I like the thought behind it. I like the fact that you can talk about it and look at it and see different things from different perspectives, which I appreciate as a representation of our town. I like that it can be used in a scalable way all across town. And I think, I guess one of the questions I would pose to my council is, like, what are we going to use it for, right? If it's going to be used so that we have, something new in front of the desk or a business card, that's fine. We could go with something pretty simple. My hope is that whatever direction we go with the rebranding is that it's something that's rolled out in all of aspects of our town. And from one end to the other, from different departments and getting local businesses involved, that it's not just a stagnant, look at our logo. It is incorporated in all aspects. And so when I look at a logo, that's kind of what I want to see. I want to see something that I can imagine on the side of a building. I can imagine on a crosswalk, on a flag, on a t-shirt. I can imagine it showing up in a mural or maybe a roundabout. I mean, I want to be able to see something that is representative in the fullness of town. And I think it tells a story. I'd like it. That's where I am at.
I will say that is the big thing is it's less about the image per se, but a logo should tell a story and it should have people say, this is our story and here are the elements of our story. It's less about finite, here's our town. It's just, here's our story. And it's more than just a building. It's more than just art in of itself. It's a compilation of things. And I think there are iterations that we could work on for this, but I think the one challenge is always, I think you could tweak and tweak and tweak and change out and change out. And 2 people or 5 people or 20 people are going to like it. I think it's all in how it's rolled out and how you use it and how you present the story.
We've proven that we're not going to get 2,500 people that agree with us. So
And some, like you said, you need to see it at first, and you needed to see it like written out a little bit. Sometimes that's not a bad thing, like where you get to figure out there is a story behind it.
yeah, it'll get people to ask you questions.
Yeah,
it gives
on
it-
the
it's almost a
website.
talking point at one point, and then
I didn't
later
see it at
on,
first either.
When you see it in the store window,
You're not
just
alone.
by itself, like, they don't have to know everything, or people see different things in there.
And one thing that confuses me, I know I'm colorblind and red is one of those colors,
Oh,
but
you really are.
yeah, no, but one of the things that intrigues me is people didn't want red in it.
That doesn't make sense for our town. I mean, that's why I said, who were these people?
Yeah, so I can't imagine our town logo not having red in it somewhere. Am I off?
I mean,
As
that's
long
our,
as it's not crimson, I'm okay with
it's
it.
our school color.
Well, and I think actually a lot of the feedback from the stakeholder group was, I don't know that I think people want to be unified with the school, but I don't think that they wanted the town to be, like the school to be the town.
Right.
And I think they felt like having a little bit, as the growth happens and things, that you have that connection with the school, but you have a unique look and feel beyond the dragon or the heavy red. And we originally put red instead of the orange. One of the bigger challenges that is red-green, which is a big color that almost everybody said actually everybody had green as one of their bigger, like, top choices. is now it looks like Christmas. And so we have to kind of work a little bit with that and try and compromise.
Where's the
but
orange at?
the top.
Got
And
it.
we tried to,
Got it.
we
The
tried,
flyer.
the flyer at the top is, we tried to make it more of a red orange, less than an orangey, like tangerine orange, for that reason, so that it still had a little bit of that appearance without making it Christmas red.
And then I voiced my opinion that they did come back with some navy, because I thought there was just too much green. I thought it looked a little, it just didn't look, I thought a little dated. And the one with the red.
Oh, yeah, I have that.
I like the
Yeah.
heart.
It just takes a minute.
I like the letter B.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, I just thought the navy added strength and it was kind of more timeless. It was more just sharp when you go to hand out your business cards, or it's on a, we have it in the front of a business on a window.
Well, I love the versatility of it. Again, I
It
like
is
being
very
able
fluid.
to
Yeah.
use it on the banners, crosswalks, scalable. Yeah, just love the idea of that. I mean, think about that.
I mean, you could do the colored floor of the playground to match the logo.
Mhm.
I mean, there's just the versatility, the options
Yes.
are unlimited in how we want to let it sit and represent us.
Yep.
And the tagline, which Bill approves of, the fact that it is something that we can name. I like that we can say, we are a community that cares, and then we can fill in the blank. We care about X, Y, and Z, and we care about
really
this, and
like
we
that.
care about those things. So it flows into all the aspects that make us community.
Is it a community or the community?
It's that, it's
I know
it's
it is.
a community. We're not the only community that cares, are we?
I don't know.
I think so.
You think so?
We care the most.
I don't know, just asking. When I first saw it,
The mostest
I
community?
thought it looked like a fruit bowl. But now that you've explained what these different parts represent, I like it better. I definitely like every section having a meaning and having a purpose. And I think that there is indeed a lot on a marketing perspective that you can do with that.
Mhm.
Lori, what are you looking for from us?
I think we can play with the color, and give a couple different options and have you sit on a couple of color options. I think what would be helpful today is to know whether or not we're okay with this, or if there are 2 feedback, 3 feedback, like pieces that we could go back and try and do, but I do think we have to kind of pull it together.
Well, unless this group makes a vote, then we're just going to keep talking it. So, I would make a motion that we approve the logo and the tagline with colors to be defined at a later date.
I will second the motion.
Oh, look at that. He's not even allowed to make those decisions.
He just did.
Discussion?
Any discussion?
Bill?
I like the tagline.
Well, that's good. That's only half of the motion.
I'm gonna stay positive, and I know anytime you get into something like this and you have change, sometimes it's hard to accept, and maybe, I said I'm not in love with it, but maybe it just needs more time to sink in. So I'm okay with moving forward with it and seeing where it goes.
And I apologize, I'm just not artistic.
That's okay. But we still like you.
Well, I do like the fact that it doesn't date us. Like it's not old school. It's not too modern. It's
There's a
not too
date
corporate.
on that.
The 1871.
logo.
The 1871
logo.
dates us.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. Sorry.
So, yeah, I'm okay with moving forward on it.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? There you are, Lori.
Thank you. Thank
No-
you guys very
nobody's
much.
opposed.
Thanks for the feedback. It is always hard. It is always hard because it's change. You nailed it. So
Change is hard.
we will work on it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, guys. Next on our agenda is the adoption of our 2026 budget, resolution number 100125. We have had this before us already, and so we've had our budget workshop and had numerous conversations. Would anybody like to make a motion relative to this resolution?
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 100125 as presented in our materials.
I'll second.
Thank you, Bill and Ryan. Is there any further discussion related to our 2026 budget? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That is approved. Thank you all. I do know that last meeting, we had some conversation about a partnership in conjunction, kind of town, Main Street, and schools, and Bill was going to work on a draft to get in front of Main Street and the schools, which you have done.
I have prepared an agreement. We have not shared it with the schools yet, just because I wanted to make sure that we were okay with it first, but it's probably pretty close to being ready to be presented to the school.
Julie, you're with us. Have you gone over that? Is that about what you were looking for?
Yes, and when I first talked to you and Bill, when I met with Dr. Fleek, she kind of indicated it would be between you and the school because of the insurance purposes.
Okay.
I really like including us since we're the ones doing the events, that we have to have a part in this as well. We have insurance, general liability and liquor liability. If we need to increase it to a $5 million limit, that's not a problem. If that would help with the school to let us be part of the contract.
I think from the my opinion is in this type of an agreement, it wouldn't exist without Main Street. So as much as you can be, a condition of this agreement, in other words, if you aren't a part of it, like we're not going to contract with another organization to do what you're doing, right? So it makes sense to make it relative to Main Street as well.
So maybe we present it to the school and get their thoughts.
Yeah.
'Cause I know that Dr. Pleak was a little bit concerned, let us prepare the document, that way they didn't have to pay to get it prepared, and then they can change it any way they'd like to change, at least it's something to work from.
You want to send that over to him?
Be happy to.
Thank you very much. We also have Ms. Downham with us. Moving on to new business. Thank you for being with us.
So I don't know, why Dylan, Main Street. I know that some of you, I don't know if any of us have been here since some of you guys have been here, so just maybe I think it'd be beneficial to give you guys a little bit of a background on us. We're a family homes, locally owned business. Mohammed Bakovic is our owner who would have been here, but he had an obligation with the city of Jacksonville that he was already committed to. But family business that started in the 70s, parents were refugees, came to Chicago, saved their pennies, bought their first clothing, and kind of just grew from there. And so we kind of turned into I started working with them in 2005, back when they first came to Minneapolis market. So working hand in hand with them over the last 20 years, and we kind of shifted and adjusted what we've done, but at our root is our property management. And we kind of turned more into a developer and then also a manager, which also makes us a little bit unique. We're not a merchant builder. Our idea is that we complement the community, we integrate into the community, and we become partners, and not just build and throw it up as fast as we can and get out as fast as we can. I've been with them for 20 years, and we've sold very little communities. We actually still have the community that he purchased in 2005 that we met on the northwest side of town. And then next to that, we developed a new community in 2015. That's probably pretty similar to what we're gonna do here. So, kind of in wanting to respect the small town feel and complement what you all want to do for your growth and kind of an elevated design. This is kind of our latest, point in our site plan. It's not final, but it's really close. So this represents that entire 25-acre site. This has been shrunk down to just over 17 acres, with a 2-acre expansion into the pond. This would represent our first phase, our first plan. This is 190 units. Could push to 220, 225, depending on what happens with these loading heights. But from an exterior standpoint, we would be constructing it with premium elevated materials, vinyl. We don't even use hardy siding. We'll use LP wood-like siding, stone and brick veneers, attached garages. It would be 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments, with the concentration being mostly in that 1-bedroom mix, and 2 bedrooms, less than 10% in that 3-bedroom number. And then within the community, kind of our focus is, we could get a lot more units in here, but that's really not what we want to do. If you kind of see, we want to, kind of have this grand entrance that has this really lifestyle feel that complements the Hancock Health Campus and becoming really a partner with them. We'll have a lot of green area here in the middle, for resident events, lifestyle activities. We build very green, electric car chargers, loading windows, LED lighting, and all of that throughout. Interiors would have ports, tops, stainless steel appliances, all of the elevated amenity packages that we are using. This is a Florida design, so much different than kind of that feel that we would finish here, but just to kind of show the level of the product that we do finish. We only build and develop and own A and higher assets. So an elevated amenity package, we put in a lot of simulated golf, simulated baseball. On the exteriors, we do elevated pool packaging. This is the project we did in Florida, hence the palm trees that we probably can't pull off here. And so kind of just a representation of kind of how we build and how we do it. Our goal is to have the site plan finalized in the next 30 days. We already have it out priced. We're bidding it priced right now. We're kind of in the final stages of selecting a GC for the project. It will kick off, if all kind of goes as we want it to go, by that second quarter of 2026.
Kick off as in break ground? We understand. It's been a minute since we've had conversations.
We are ready. And so we're working with a local architect as well on this one, which we haven't always done in the past, but we purposely did because we wanted someone that really, well, not in Utah directly, but that kind of understood the Indianapolis area community and kind of what we wanted to do. So Seabury Architects and our architect, and they are finalizing the building layouts now. But as it stands, this is kind of our site DNA building. This is the 3 stories around the back. So, like these back here. And so, kind of you can see, this isn't a vinyl siding, it would have you a 3-dimensional shingle, have the stone on the back, private entrances, expanded balconies and patios. Kind of what our ideal kind of market is, and we do really well with, is finding that renter by choice. So what we found is the people want to live here. There are a lot of people who really want to live here, and maybe they are, single family empty nesters that don't want the maintenance of a home, or there's a lot of young professionals moving to the community that want, kind of this ease of living experience with an elevated product, and will, pay the higher rents per square foot to have it. And so we think this is something that can kind of provide that while also working hand in hand with Utah to kind of grow and build it together.
Are there pickleball courts?
You know what? I'm like, we actually are figuring out exactly what we're going to do to that. Mom would keep it all open, and I said, no, we definitely have inside the clubhouse, which is really cool. We have not only like an indoor golf simulator, but we have a baseball simulator. We've got a conference room. We've got a huge expansive outdoor area with lots of televisions where they can kind of congregate and hang out, watch games. We have a test kitchen, we've been rolling those in our most recent ones, and that's been working out really well. You have like local chefs come in, they work their meal, start to do it, they love it. They get a good meal out of it, and they kind of start to build that community together, so.
Oh, you can't go, Jenny. I already heard you.
And we would love to welcome them. So yeah, we're really excited. We've had, some projects that, I kind of pulled us away from this, and now we're back on track to be able to focus on, what we're doing here and get this one moving, so.
Yeah, I like all of this. I think our biggest question, of course, is when. This has kind of been something that's been talked about for quite a long time, and we're excited to get this going.
Yeah.
Q2 probably means that you're running into probably early 27 to mid 27 before we're finished, correct?
We could potentially get some COs and buildings released at the end of the year, but with the weather, it probably would be the beginning of 27, but I don't think it would be 27.
Okay.
Especially considering this is scaled down a little bit. So this is 190 units. It was originally close to 300. And it can flex. That's what they're kind of figuring out now, like exactly the right amount that they can get in here for a tour. So it's going to go up a little bit, but this feels really good as it is for us right now. We've got a good unit size that makes sense to build. We've got ample parking. We're at 2 spots per resident, which is a good number considering we've got a majority of 1 and 2 is very, we're more concentrated on 1 better than anything. And we've got the green space that we wanted, and while we put in our amenities like the dog park and the walking trails and water features and all of that.
So you said this is phase 1?
Yeah,
Okay. Do you plan on developing to the north of that as well?
I think we will, but we haven't really finalized exactly what we want to do here. We know that this plan works. We I think are a little hesitant to this is a new thing for New Powell.
Right.
And we know that unit count, based on the studies that we've done and the market research that we've looked at and the area and the demographics and all the things, we're really confident that it can handle that unit count right now, and then maybe give it a little bit more time to pick up the extra units. Or to the north.
Yeah, I think the 2 things that we want to highlight here is upscale
Yep.
and timeline.
Yep. And I will tell you, we always have been a luxury manager, but we even more so with 2019, kind of made a shift, which the timing was impeccable, because it was right before COVID, and really focused in on, we sold any of our kind of B communities, and we really just started focusing on that development phase and the luxury management. And so we've got a good team of people. We have grown down into the Florida market, but our corporate office is here. We're all here. Our accounting team, our marketing teams. We've got, I've got 15 people under me that have been here, 10 plus years. Some of them 15, so they know the company, they know the market, they know how to do it from a well-oiled machine. So we're super excited and ready. And it's funny because when we first started talking about New Powell, I don't want to do that. And like everyone listens to New Powell now. So you guys are doing something right over there. Everybody here, which is good.
We need more spaces for them to get into. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Do you know what the
How many young professionals I run into that say, "Oh, I moved into New Power. I just moved to New Power. I want to move to New Power." So it's great.
You know what the estimated rent on these are going to be?
Yes. So they will target right around $2 a square foot. So 1 bedrooms would be roughly 750 square feet. 2 bedrooms just over 1,000. Well, probably right at 1,000, and then the 3 bedrooms would be up to 1,400 square feet. So anywhere from roughly 1,500 up to 2,800.
Okay. Thanks.
Can I ask a question? Can you show us a little bit of what each of these, because I just kind of see blobs on the, what
I know.
represent what, and what are you talking, because
Oh, yeah.
initially,
Yeah,
initially we're talking about 2 stories, now I hear you say 3 stories.
Yeah, absolutely. I talk fast too. So. Okay, so this would be kind of that main entrance, and this area right here is a dedicated clubhouse, pool along the back, and then it's designed to be almost that entire back wall with all windows, so you can see right out into that green space. And then these are the two-story buildings, with built-in garages of house underneath them. And then these back here are the three-story, townhomes is what we call them, but they, are 3 levels, they're not a true townhome. But they also have garage parking underneath, and then these lines here are all surface parking all around. Dog park is in the back. This is that open green space. This connects through, these lines you see running through it are just a master walking trail system that they expect to put through the whole property. And then back here is just our maintenance compactor. And then, another thing too, I didn't mention that I would like to point out, because I think it's important for the community. I've been with this company for a long time, but I've seen how, we know how we all do it, we all do the same thing, I always say, we all do it different ways. And our standard is high. And when we bring people onto our team, one of the first thing our property managers say, what, are you crazy, why do they have to make this much, or why do they have to have this credit score? But that's just how we do it, and therefore we don't evict people, we don't have delinquency problems. We manage them really efficiently, really well. I'm really proud of that, because it's, it's a model that's been perfected over time. But we do, we criminal background check, we occupant, that's everyone in the house, we're running credit, if someone's not 3 times qualified on income, or they cannot be approved, we're running full credit, full national background checks. We do the work, so I think that probably is good for a community to know to kind of have that peace of mind as well.
Yeah, property management's a big key to that too, because building something that looks nice, the first couple of years is great, but
Yeah.
making sure it's maintained
You're
and,
exactly right.
yeah.
We bought a few in Indy that are about a year or 2 old, and so we see,
Yeah.
we see what happens really quick. But we're managers too, so we're, we're not building it to build it and then get out of here. We're building it really truly with partners, and we're excited about it, and really kind of just have our tail in and button it all up. And I would even think, do you guys do these every month or so?
Yep, twice a month.
But even by November 1st,
Look at
I sent an email to my architect right back here, and I think he could even, I'll double check with him, but if you guys are, if that's beneficial to you, or you guys would like for us to do so, we could probably even come back on the first meeting and have even some more finalized exterior renderings and that sort of thing.
That would be nice.
Well, I can say that years ago, we went to the property up on the northwest side. We saw what Pekovic purchased, and then we saw what was constructed next to it. And they are so different that even though it's one property, the quality of what was constructed it's striking. It's very, and so maybe it would be helpful for the
Field trip?
council to do a field trip. And
Florida?
We'll go check out the Jacksonville.
the drawers close themselves.
Yeah.
They don't do that at my house.
Yeah, when Mom walks into any building really environment, the first thing he does is rub his hand under the countertop, and it almost every time it's rough or it's not, and he's just like, shoot, he's really, and he can do it in a nice, effective way, in a cost-effective way, but really make it something really striking. So, something that I think, not that we will just be proud of, but the entire town will be proud of.
I'm excited to have you guys in town. I'm excited for this option for our residents and new residents. So
I agree.
this is exciting.
We're excited to be here. Yeah, we're really excited to get without moving anything. You guys want to field trip over? We always love a good field trip.
And congratulations to Muhammad on Chamber of Commerce down there.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll pass that along to him.
Yep.
Anything else from the council? Just our appreciation for you making it out and giving us an update,
You all too.
because we certainly were curious and have talked around it a lot. As you mentioned, most of this council wasn't around when you initiated conversations with New Pal, so it's good to see some movement, and we'll look forward to that second quarter in
We
2026.
appreciate your support for the trip too.
Because this is changing, this has to go back through the plan commission, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably get, looked at through Hancock as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
We talk
The
about it real
hospital.
often.
Yep.
Okay.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
We'll have a lot of people that come in here and ask questions. Once you were set on a plan, can we have a rendering that we can hang on the wall so
Oh,
that when
yeah.
people have questions, and feel free to put some business cards with it, maybe that we can answer a question, and if people would like more information, that they can contact.
I would love that. Yeah, absolutely. I love that. That's a really good idea.
We won't even charge you for that free.
I know, right? I'm just kidding.
Free use of the golf simulator.
That's, can we put
Yes,
that in?
yes,
Yeah.
that-
There you
I'm
go.
in with that.
What the baseball machine?
Yeah, you need it.
Yeah, I do. Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very
Thank
much
you. It's
for
a
being
pleasure-
with us.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
Yeah, if you need anything from us, please let us know. Like we said, we're excited to get moving. So let us know.
Thank you, Jillian. Moving on our agenda, we have a resolution number 100125A, which is a resolution that simply, in the work with the bonds or fees that may be associated with our work with Kroger, gives the town permission to reimburse itself along the way for some of those fees. Any motion that anybody would like to make relative to resolution number 100125A?
I will make a motion to approve resolution 100125 alpha as presented in our backup materials.
I'll second that. Oh, let Terry second that.
I'll
I
second.
second Chad's first motion.
Thank you, Chad and Terry. Any discussion?
I just love the enthusiasm between you guys.
That's your discussion?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That passes. Moving on to ordinance number 100125B, which is prohibiting the use of public record for commercial purpose, kind of stemming from our camera usage and things like that. It's a part of that. Zach, do you have anything to add to that?
Nothing to add, just agreed at the request of your clerk treasurer. I understand that your office gets quite a bit of requests for public records that end up being used for commercial purposes. If it's that use, for the lawn, yeah.
I don't have anything to add. I would like to, hoping to pass it for my purposes as well as for the police chief dealing with all the requests that I get.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 100125 Bravo as presented in our backup materials.
I'll second that motion.
Any other discussion? Thank you, Chad and Bill. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That was unanimously approved. If we would like to move forward on approving this ordinance first reading, I believe we can make a motion to do that. Would anybody like to move to approve this on first reading or look at it again in the next meeting?
I'll make a motion that we approve ordinance 100125B on the first reading.
I second.
Thank you, Ryan and Terry. Any other discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? I believe that's approved on first reading. Look, we even didn't need your help that time, Zach.
Well-oiled machine.
Boom! All right, Yvonne.
So Jenny, Ryan, and Nyla, and Brenda, and I have all been working on software, new demonstrations on new accounting software. So what has happened is that voice Keystone software that we're currently using, that company has been sold to a company in Michigan called BSNA. They call it a merger, and they sold it. Not a big deal. BSNA in Michigan's a similar company to the company that, we had here, the Indiana company. They run it in similar ways, but their software is infinitely better than what we have now. What we currently have is a very old-fashioned program that is very slow, it's very limited, it's very irritating to deal with. We do it because we have to, and it is the software that, is used in 90% or more of towns and schools use CompuServe, but it's from the same company. 90% of municipalities use it in Indiana. So we are now looking at, hey, do we want to go with BSNA, which has some negatives because they're expensive. The money I don't like, but we've looked at other options, and it is very all-encompassing. It's real time. It's everything connected. So when you pay your sewer bill, it's immediately visible in the accounting software, which is the way it should be, but it never was, right? Currently, if you pay your sewer bill, I can see that in my software at the first day of the next month. So it has so much lag in between. It makes it really hard to make consistent business decisions. So BSNA does a really good job. We've looked at this stuff several times. We're all impressed with it, but it is expensive. So that said, we also looked at other options. Saw a demonstration. I saw it from Edmunds GovTech. Edmunds GovTech is not in Indiana other than in Martinsville. They just migrated the town of Martinsville to their software. They're originally out of New Jersey. They're in 30 different states, but don't really know anything about Indiana. They keep saying, well, we're state compliant. That doesn't do me much good because the State Board of Accounts is so important in the state of Indiana. They dictate what we can and what we can't do. So the fact that Edmunds is aware of the state board and that they're compliant doesn't make me confident that they're ahead of the game like we are used to, because that is the one thing that the Keystone program was really good for. Those people are, and I shouldn't say it because it's really politically incorrect, but that they're in bed with the State Board of Accounts, right? They have the information before it becomes a law or a rule that we have to follow. So all their software is, geared towards that. So with BSNA, since they are, what they call it, Indianifying themselves or Hoosierizing or whatever they calling it, there's a lot more overlap and a lot more understanding of what the State Board of Accounts requires. And they're using the same people that we've dealt with here out of Daleville. We will continue to deal with them if we choose to go with BSNA. Edmunds looked good. They talked a good game.
But if they don't have your confidence, then I'm not excited about them.
I'm not confident simply because there's no track record. Nobody that we deal with in all of our conferences has ever used that. Martinsville literally just got changed over to. So I like to set them aside. They're cost-wise almost the same as BSNA. Then we also looked at a company called Fry. They're also not from Indiana. They are also in about 30 or so states. But listening to their demonstration, I don't think we're comparing apples to apples. They are not fully on the cloud. Their information that I could get and their training, their everything just doesn't seem to be as involved. The software doesn't seem to be as solid and as integrated. So for that reason, I would prefer not to choose them, even though the price is a lot lower, which obviously I'm a money person, I like that. But in the big scheme of things, the way I look at it is if we're going to make a change, it's going to take a lot of time and effort. It's going to take time from everybody working here with the system to do this, to make a change. So I want to make the change once and not need to change it again in 5 or 6 years. So if we're going to invest in a new software, I want to make sure it's the right software. I want to make sure that we go whole hog for it and all learn all the elements, get it all set up the way we want that pertains to our town, and move along as fast as we can with this. I also think that this is the time to do it. BSNA is currently giving us a discount, it's sales talk-ish, for the early adoption. because of course, you know, it's to their benefit to get people signed on. But I have confidence in them. I have confidence in the program. If we do it now, we have in the utility and permit section, we have Nyla and Brenda, who have been here about 20 years. In another 2, 3, 4 years, they will be retired and we'll have all new people in there. This is the time to make the change. These gals know their stuff. They've been here a long time. We've now got about 5 years, and so if we're gonna make a change, this is the time to do it. Before a next election and I may not get reelected, or before they retire in a year, 2 years, whatever. This is the time that we have enough knowledge in-house to make these changes and do it right. So
What kind of investment are we talking about here?
we're talking about, so do you want to hear them all individually so you have comparison?
No, just the one that you would prefer to go with.
BSNA, annual cost would be $21,305 as quoted
305.
to $21,305.
I want to make sure I got that 5 right.
All
Make sure
right,
we
you
get
gotta
them
make
that
sure you get it in.
$5.
One-time conversion
Whole
cost on top of that is another 19,000, 20,000, yeah. So your total cost on that would be $40,000 in 2026. So part of that gets carried by the town, part of it is paid by utility. You've budgeted for it in the town side. These are staggering amounts of money. But I think
What do we pay currently?
currently you're paying about $8,000, $9,000 a year.
Is there any upkeep on this year to year, or is this a
You would
one-time?
pay an annual fee, but and I don't know whether that goes up, but you know, it will, you know.
I mean, what is the one, like if we,
Essentially, you're gonna be needing to budget about $20,000 to $25,000 every year for the next, say, 4 years.
What's the percentage breakdown between the town and the other entities that pay for this?
It's about half and half. Yeah, not exactly, but close.
Is it possible to ask them if we could get a set fee for 3 years?
I can ask.
I mean, a volume
I've
discount?
already today negotiated about $1,200
$1,200 less, yeah.
So because I already.
Get it as low as you can and lock it in for
Yeah,
3.
As long as you can,
I'm
yeah.
working on it.
Maybe
Tell
lock it in.
them to like take another $2,000 off and lock it for 3 years, and you got the council ready to sign.
All right.
If it's any consolation, we have spoke to our representative, our state, Ethan Lawson, regarding this. This is ridiculous that a small town pays this.
oh yeah,
And we're not alone. I mean, small towns of 500 are having to do the same thing. It is too much, and it's too much, but it's a software that the state requires and has to be approved by
If they
the
don't
state.
require it, you can do it all by hand.
Oh, by
on
hand, okay.
spreadsheets.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are allowed. The state board allows it.
make that motion.
But the state board doesn't, for instance, allow Intuit QuickBooks, which I would change to in a heartbeat, except it doesn't post things and it allows you to change things at a later date, which obviously, when we're talking taxpayer money, is not a good idea. So,
I don't like the cost of business that they are kind of forcing us into, but I do like the fact that this seems to be a software that will save our team time, headaches, energy,
Huge.
and be accurate.
and we would be accurate. And so while I can firmly blame the state, I want to make sure you guys have the resources that you guys need for it. And so
It pays for itself in headaches.
there you go.
I mean, and if it's budgeted, then
Yes,
We're not selling it cheaper. 19K. Tell them 19K, 3 years. And
that's even more than the $2,000 you just asked for.
no, it's 13. That's 1305.
Get you on the phone with them.
I
How
will.
about 18,000 for 5 years?
What's
How about I will do the best that I can. We've got a good working relationship with them. I've also agreed if it would help at all to be an ambassador ambassador for their program if we truly like it. For other towns to be able to call us and say, hey, what do you like, what do you not like, pros and cons, and we'll give honest opinions. And I suggested to
referral
them
fee?
that we start an ambassador program and that they give us a discount for that. You know, so I'm hitting them all levels that I can without being unreasonable. Obviously, it takes a tremendous amount of know-how on their end to build all this, and keep it up to speed and to keep it updated. So I am sure that their cost is staggering on their end, but
If they
you
knock
know.
off, if they knock off 10 grand a year, I'll get a tattoo.
On your forehead.
No,
BSNA.
nope. Not allowed to get face tattoos.
Boys
No.
Club. So, anyway, I just, if you guys want more information, I can get that. If you want to say, hey, go ahead and sign us up, we'll do that.
I think-
I definitely will.
I won't
pressure
speak
them.
on behalf of everybody, but I think what I'm hearing from everybody is we want you guys to be comfortable with it. We want the right thing, and then we want it as cheap as we can possibly get.
Do you want the council to make a motion so that you feel better about moving forward once you've found a price that is cheaper than the current one?
Well, I can't
Like,
guarantee a lower.
I understand that, but would you feel better if the council made a motion? That's my question.
I think yes.
That'd
I
be a
would
pretty
want
good
that,
bargaining
and
tool,
then-
though. She's like, I'm approved up to this. It's on record. Go check it.
Well, then make a motion.
What I think we'll have to do is still come back to you and have you sign an agreement.
Yeah, that's,
So this is just a quote.
Okay.
I'm happy to, share this with you, send it to you if you want to see it all. It's a lot of writing.
we can make a motion for her to pursue this, or,
So could you.
to go into an agreement.
Helps.
I'll
And we
make a
don't need to.
motion to approve Yvonne to continue down the road to picking our finance software that she thinks is best for the town
At the best price.
at the best price.
I'll second
I'm with you.
that. I'll second that motion.
Any further discussion?
No.
Then all those in favor say aye.
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 Thank
You
for
have
your
you have
confidence.
you have a motion to do your job. So,
Thank you.
we've had lots of conversations. Any continued conversations? Nope. Okay. Any legal updates? No. Okay. Jim, what do you got?
I like how excited
You were ready.
You were ready.
You were ready.
Bye.
We've got something else.
I appreciate you being awake, though.
I want to know what you were going to say. Like you were ready for anything.
I don't know. No, it I just brought some
Pictures.
So first of all, last Saturday, I want to thank Main Street, they did a hospitality appreciation, for, the people in town and anybody that sponsored, Main Street. So, they did a really nice job. They, laid out a nice dinner for us. Some of the local restaurants sponsored this for us. Were very nice of them. They set up some tables, so we really appreciate that.
Yes.
I also want to thank, Kyle and his team, because I tell you, I watched him tear the stage down, and this thing's a behemoth. But, if you watch him, that thing just doesn't pop up and leave, it's a process. And those guys, they're like a pit crew. I mean, they're pulling bolts, and somebody's cranking, and somebody's lifting, and really, they do a good job with it, so. And that stage is inspected, I think, every year, yeah, so. They do a good job keeping that up for our Main Street. Let me see, the wastewater, this is the ceiling or the lid for our new infiltration. Actually, it's about a 20-foot pit below this floor, where the pumps will be, and then that's building will go up probably another 24 feet above this floor. So they poured that, yesterday. They still working on the aeration and the SBR tanks. The part on the left side, that little alleyway, that'd be our gallery. There'll be some piping through there. That's where we'll be able to work and do a lot of the work on the plant. So this this plant's massive, yeah. You can see the size of the guy standing on that wall. Yep. And then, this right here is, the outfall structure. There's gonna be kind of a bulkhead where the 36-inch pipe where all the clean water will come out from the plant. So I think maybe Friday, they're gonna pour the foundation for this. And then they've got the wall that's gonna go up and the pipe can go through. So they're moving along. I talked to, Commonwealth, and I think right now, they said that we're paid up 41.8% on the payout, and, we're at 42% completion on the wastewater plant. So still doesn't look like that, but there's a lot of things that's been going on. New business in town. The one on the left, that was an insurance company. Now it's gonna be our, Sherry Dough Bakery. It's gonna have, breads, some coffee. So Ethan, you can do another Friday morning there. They've got a little room set up to the front, but there's some seating. So I find it interesting that, that's small business, we got a lot of comments from Starbucks came through town. We got small businesses that want to make nice little niche coffee shops. The one on the right, that's the Verizon store that's gonna be opening up on the 13th. And they've done a nice job on the remodel inside there. Yeah. So I think they said the 13th.
Where's Sherry Dough going? Where it's on Main Street, right? Where is?
Yeah. Right across the street from,
That's it.
Okay, I'm with you.
And, the Nichols building, we got some repairs that we need to do over here.
I hope that's 2 pictures.
It's 3 pictures.
Okay.
It was one. There's a lot of.
It's a disaster.
Wow, it's falling down. Oh, man.
What I'd like to do is, get the windows, get another coat. I think probably within the next few years, we're gonna probably have to replace windows. And Terry, I do have the bid for that brick. They did resend it to me. I think it was like 42,000 for that west wall.
Just for the west wall?
The west wall. Wow. So there's some options.
That's just software for the year. We're good.
Yeah,
Well,
no kidding.
I do know at the county courthouse, we just had all that retucked and that was well over $1 million to get the courthouse done, so.
Yeah, I can see 80, probably 80, at least 80 grand in this whole building.
But this is something this has been going on for a while.
Yeah.
So, it's time we stop dragging our feet on this and get this, because it's not gonna get any better.
It's not. So we're gonna have to figure out how to budget for this. Just, we own the building, so let's take care of it. But, Jeff Wright did give me a price. We have, a little under $5,000 in the account, and his price was $1,500 to paint all the windows and exterior doors and caulk them. So, I think it's a must, because if you see the far picture on the right, Bill, that's the third picture on the right.
Thank you.
Some of that foundation's cracked, and a lot of it's because of that water's going through that seal. It's probably freezing up in the winter. That's the upstairs window. It's completely lost the seal, and that building was painted probably 7, 8 years ago. Yeah. The wood's just that deteriorated.
Well, that west wall takes a beating too.
It does. So I think let's get it straight, clean, caulked, and get a fresh coat of paint on it, and figure out how we're gonna budget to put this building back together.
Should we try to replace a couple of these while we're at it?
Yeah, the windows.
Yeah, just
Like on the west side?
slowly but
Oh,
surely.
there's-
Because I get caulk paint, but that just kicks the can down another year.
It's kicking it down probably till next year.
And again, we probably don't have the money there to do all of them, but even if it's hey, let's replace the 2 worst ones and then put a Band-Aid on the rest of them and then keep moving down the road.
I'll have council take a vote on which ones are 2 worst ones. They're all bad.
Yeah,
I get it. Yeah, that's fair. I'll get some prices on the window and let you know.
yeah, I'd be interested in what's the, hey, let's put a Band-Aid on it and then let's just replace the west windows or, I don't know.
Whatever, a couple of them.
We had Jeff speak or come and look at the building also when we were looking for grants. And the front door, you can see daylight through it, so he was trying to figure out if we could put an exterior trim.
Storm door or
something.
something.
Like rubber trim or something, but yeah, some of the windows are very.
Did you find that there were any grants that could potentially be chased for this? Are you looking into that further?
We'd be happy to.
I think Bryce,
Mhm.
started to do a little
Bryce
research
working on
that
it.
as well, so.
Oh.
Anything and everything we appreciate, yeah. So.
Yeah, this building's something we have to stick with, historical society kind of stuff as well.
Technically, we're not in a historical district, but.
Is the building though?
No, no,
Okay.
yeah, we're not really yet, because if you get into that, it's,
Well, it's a trigger word for me.
yeah.
I know.
In Greenfield.
Be real careful, you know, it's a great thing to be in, it's a bad thing to be in as well.
No, I agree.
But anyways, yeah, so that's it on the nickel building, so, like I said, I will get Jeff to clean these windows up, get them straight and caulked, and get them painted and doors, so. And
Well,
any
like
other-
Chad said, just give us, if he can give us a quote on a couple replacements.
Sure, yep.
Are you planning on having this done prior to our next meeting?
It might take me a while to get a few prices on windows.
1,500 to do. What? How much did he say to do that?
He's painting all the doors and windows.
Okay, how much is it?
1,500.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
And this, Bob brought to my attention, and I did see the accident there last Friday. Well, the problem is on 52 going west, a lot of people like to get into this B-cell lane going to 600 west, which crosses that traffic coming out of Needlers, and a car really got hit there. So I reached out to NDOT, and Mike McNeil, he's gonna review this traffic spot here. Like Bob said, they make these little plates they can put on the road, and maybe if we can redirect people, so we kind of push them to go down to the 600 and get into that turn lane, but they use that as a little race. I think there's two accidents that's happened there probably within the last month. So,
Yeah, because they put their turn signal on and you're waiting there and you think they're gonna go into Needlers.
they fly
And
right
then,
by you.
because I almost had that happen to me. And it's also bad when you pull out, you not only do the east and west, but you have to see the white car coming out of Latias. There's that, and it's like, so there's a,
So I had some conversations about this. I talked to Bob about it, and I talked to the county engineer about it. You know, all of Newtown, New Pal really is just horrible driveway and traffic wise with multiple driveways everywhere. When you pull up Aries, which is crash data on all this stuff, the intersection is actually way worse than this. The intersection's terrible. That being said, and Bob and I discussed this briefly, ultimately the people pulling out of these drives, it's up to them. It's their obligation to yield to oncoming traffic because you're turning across traffic. So if people are pulling out, if somebody gets going west and gets in the turn lane and drives past a drive, it is a turning lane, but it's up to the car that's leaving to not assume that they're turning into Needlers or assume they're turning at 6 West. It's up to them to yield to that vehicle till it clears. And we have had, multiple collisions there. Jim's reached out. I do know that we are on NDOT's radar, basically from the west side of town to the east side of town. That's obvious with the bridge design that they're going to be doing down here, adding the sidewalks and lights. So I think NDOT, Jim can agree with this, NDOT's aware of the growth that's going on down here. And I think they're going to be paying attention to this whole stretch of 52, maybe a little closer moving forward with all the growth that's happening. But we'll see what they have to say about this moving forward. There are some things they can do here, and if they're willing to participate in that, that would be great.
So that's all. How do you like my drone shots?
you love that.
I think they're fantastic.
They are.
They just make a better representation.
We- We utilize ours at the county almost daily.
My drone.
It's a very useful tool.
Fair enough. That's it.
Thank you, Jim. Anything for Jim?
We expect another one next week. That was some more drone shots. Yeah, like.
Entertaining. Hey, Jim, I did want to say, I won't be at the Commonwealth meeting on Tuesday. I'll be in Colorado.
Steve Poole is ill and not able to be with us this evening. So, Chief?
I dropped off a contract you guys have been kind of this is something I can help you now. Taser. I currently have a taser for body cams and for our taser. We also want to have complete body cams
fleet car cameras to the possibility for 2026. But we budgeted around 20,000. Got a quote back, we were way off. So I did some conversation with the gentleman who's in sales, and we did get it knocked down, took some of the frills out of the package, and basically it's going to be a basic car camera that can record what the officer seeing, so it's going to help with officer safety. It's going to be for liability purposes and for transparency for the town. When people say that stuff's not happening, we will have more information, more video to be able to share and show it to them. We're missing a lot of, I would say, critical evidence that I see from traffic stops or like DUI arrests. My officer, we're to the point now where they're actually pulling the body cams off their chest and holding up while they're driving to try to get a recording, which that's not a good thing either, but I get why they're doing it. So anyhow, we were able to get a new agreement with Axon. It's going to be all three complete car cameras, the body cameras, and the tasers for a 5-year bundle package for a set price for the next 5 years.
Buzzword.
No, he's not.
But I spoke with Jared Hall. Jared said that he has money in public safety.
Excuse me, thank you.
I think we think about budgeting roughly 32,000 for the next 5 years to take care of this. And that is going to be the equipment, the TAP program, which that means is about 2.5 years. They'll replace our old equipment with new equipment. So they're constantly keeping us up to date, and it's unlimited storage. So one thing we have to watch out for in the past was they only will store all sites so much for body cameras. Once you go over that, you pay, and it's not cheap. That's probably the most expensive part of the whole program is the storage of the videos.
So does that automatically download when you pull back in the vehicle back in or whatever?
Equipment that we're going to put one system in it. So what that will do then is all the video that's recorded is instantly sent off to the cloud to their servers. So guys aren't getting in and out of the car. It's instant. So I can view it on the car computer. I can come in the office and review it. It's just going to make life a lot easier, a lot better for the officers.
Well, if you can get down to 29.5, Chad will sign it.
We had a 3-hour Zoom meeting. I think I've got as far as we're going to.
I appreciate it, and I think it's important.
Yeah,
And we already have it in the budget.
It's a shame that that we have to go to it, and I see it as a very useful tool, and I'm supportive of it. But it's a shame that we have to go this route. That a police officer pulling somebody over for drunk driving and them disputing it. It's a shame that the police officer's word or the evidence that he's gathering while he's doing this isn't good enough anymore. And I understand that, but that's frustrating.
But it does, so instead of going for a long trial, with this information and truth over the test, that defense attorney takes a good look at that, sees what they've got, it doesn't go to trial.
Yeah.
It's usually,
No, 2 years from now, we're gonna say it's all AI generated and it's fake.
well, it's time stamped, it's, so, yes, this will be good thing for the department, good for the town, and especially good for the officer safety.
But you didn't take out too much to get this done. Okay. So they'll be safe.
Yeah, I got cameras for all cars except my own. This talk of the new officer coming in. My job's going to change just a little bit. I will still have a body camera for every officer here. My truck will have an actual car camera. If I do need one, I can jump on the officers.
You can hold your camera up.
Is this does the sheriff's department have this now?
They have a different version, but I don't see they. Can't remember if theirs is. But they have their set, so theirs is in their vest. It looks like a little iPhone, sits right here in their chest.
I mean, do they have vehicle cameras?
Yes.
Is it possible to piggyback off what they have? Oh, is it? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hear a lot.
Enough said. That's all I need to hear.
And then we've been a long time.
Okay.
It's very nice to also have for the evidence package, which is anything that's downloaded. I can visually, I can go in and jack stuff for people who need it. I can send instantly out. I can send a link within 30 seconds to the prosecutor. I don't have to download it for them. I can just email whoever needs it from them to get a link. they download it, it captures it on it, so I know who's seen it, what time they've seen it, when they downloaded it. So it's a very important tool, and it's a chain of custody that we're able to keep.
That's nice. Good deal. Good work.
So I just really, that's council, seek approval. I think I can sign it, looks like. Approve to go ahead and get the contract. And this will be for the 2026 start year, it'll be for 5 years.
I'll make a motion that we authorize Bob to enter into the contract with Axon Enterprise for the camera system as presented this evening.
I'll second that motion.
Any other conversation? Thank you, Bill and Chad. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Go get them.
Thanks, Chief.
Also, Officer Brian Wagner offered a conditional offer to the filling that void we talked about. He is happily accepted. He is now scheduled for his 1977 physical on October 9th. Pending the results of that, he will be offered a full-time position, pending the outcome of it.
Good.
Probably around, I guess, first, second week in November, be the start time. And seeing that council passed our budget, I know DLGF has not yet. We would like to go ahead and initiate the process of starting the lateral process for the new hire for 2026. And this would be right now on the workers list. This is not offering anybody's job. This is getting people to come in and apply, go through the physical agility, go through the exam, interviews, background investigation. It's quite a lengthy process, so it's nice to start early, that way when time comes, and if DLGF does not approve that part of that budget, we just have a hiring list. So, just get ahead, we're probably gonna start that.
Good. Thank you. Yvonne, do you have anything else?
No, you know what that's working on.
Got it.
What's that?
I did have an update. Do you want me to
Oh,
talk about
that's
the
right,
AEDs?
yes.
I wanted to talk about the AEDs that we have in our town hall. We have currently 2 here against the wall, and then there's one in the community room as well.
Explain what an AED is.
It's a defibrillator device. So you put the electro pads, on your patient or resident, whoever comes in, and you connect it to the defibrillator, and it gives
It gives a shock,
The
but
shock.
it talks you through the steps, and you have.
The ones that we have were manufactured in 2017 and they're valid till the end of this year. We can't use them though because the battery and the electro pads expired in 2020. So,
Well, there you go.
yeah,
Show me how
Stryker,
to
the manufacturer, also discontinued the model that we have in 2019. And we won't be able to get new parts starting in 2027 either. So
Awesome.
we need new AEDs and I've ordered those. So I've coordinated with Greg Hump, who is the EMS chief, and Brandon Klein, who is the fire chief at Sugar Creek Township Fire Department. They included us in their order, so they have, with our order in there is a combined order of 8 AEDs. 3 of those are for town, and 5 of them for them. These 3 AEDs that we're purchasing are going to be for town hall, wastewater plant, and police. We got a discount because we ordered with Sugar Creek Township. So the discount, it saved us $130.60 per AED. And we will have those in 10 to 12 weeks. We will reimburse the Sugar Creek Township Fire Department for the upfront cost because they're covering that for us for now. And in return, they'll also provide us with AED training at no cost. So.
Sounds good.
And additionally, just 2 other points, I've applied for some grants to help reimburse them. One of those was through the Gary Sinise Foundation First Responder Grant, but that will take 3 to 6 months, so it's a little ways out. The other one is Hancock Health Foundation Grant. I submitted it to them. They have their next committee meeting October 20th. And that's all I have. Do you guys want to add anything to that?
I want to add, thank you very much for doing all that, because that was a long legwork. We currently have 2 of these units, obviously, that are big paperweights at this point. We really could use 6 units. When we worked with the police department, worked with Trey Borum on this, obviously, he would like to have one in each one of the police vehicles. That's too much money, but he himself should definitely carry one, being that his medical background. We need one here. We currently have one in the shank room, and we have, and that's all we have. We really need one at the wastewater plant, and we have 2 wastewater plants currently. Plus, with these wastewater guys going in and out of lift stations and being underground or whatever, it would really be helpful for them to have one in their vehicle as well. So we decided that for now, we'll start with these 3, because that's in our current budget, what I'm comfortable with. But once we get grants, if we can expand on that, we would like to get, one hung up in the north plant, and maybe another one in the police department, or, they're mobile units. So they can be hung on a wall, or they can be taken in a vehicle.
I would be curious. I know Centos offers a program where they mount these on the wall and they come out and check these and maintain them and replace them if needed. I would be interested to.
Stryker does as well.
Yeah, I would be interested to know what that is.
And we will sign up for that maintenance type program, which was what, about $1,000?
Yeah, so for the 3 AEDs, our cost, just for us separate from Sugar Creek, was, the fire department, was $5,681.10. That's just for the AEDs. And then the Pro Care that comes with them, so they come out, they check the device, they replace the electro pads, batteries, whatever is needed, was separate for $3,186. So
How long is that? 3,000?
I'm sorry,
The 3,000. What's that? How long does that cover?
until 2028. So for 3 years, preventative maintenance.
Chad wants you to talk him down.
I always want to, but
How much were the grants that you were applying for? How much do you remember
They
what the?
weren't set amounts. You come with your budget information, your quotes, and you give them the cost with, and that's what you ask for. So they
Okay.
don't have set amounts that you're applying.
Okay, so we're just hopeful that they just cover them. That would be great.
that'd be awesome. Keep us up to date on that. Thank you for
Yeah,
that work.
thank you so much.
First, to link up with them to save money per, that's awesome. And then also looking out there for other opportunities to be able to pay for that. That's huge. So thank you there.
Yeah.
We do have room on our. What is this? An agenda. That's what it is. Sorry. For public comments. Does any public want to comment?
Scott?
Great. No, he's good. He had his moment.
Orland does.
Oh, Orland,
Come on in.
come on down.
Orland Mulder, 4348 West 400 South. It's a pleasant to come to town meetings. I see laughter. I see 5 individuals working together as a team for the town. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Orland.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Does it matter that we're laughing at Ethan? Or is that
Didn't
I'm not
qualify.
laughing.
Oh, sorry.
Council comments, Ryan.
Just glad to be part of this team. That's it.
I will echo that. I will also wish New Pal High School a wonderful homecoming week and a successful game on Friday. And we will have a council chat this Friday at 8 a.m. at Tony D's. So we'll get that information out for that conversation. Chad?
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Bill?
I do want to mention that I will not be able to attend the October 15th Town Council meeting and the Plan Commission meeting because I have a work requirement that will require that I have to be out of town. So I apologize in advance for that. And I would like to congratulate the undefeated, top-ranked Class 5A Dragons and their red logo.
Terry,
Do you like that logo? I don't have anything.
will
I
you,
love being on this team.
you want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
I
Aye. Thank you all.